is Congress to blame for many of our energy woes? Radio talk show host Mike Gallagher and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. are here to debate this. So obviously with all the high prices at the pump right now, Americans are wondering who to blame for this. And Robert, it sounds like you think that Congress could be behind the pain at the pump, but not necessarily for the reason we outlined, because you think that they've kept us sort of addicted to oil and gas.
I think we've missed a lot of opportunities, particularly over the past 7 years, to reduce this destructive addiction to oil. Today we're borrowing $1 billion a year, mainly $1 billion a day, mainly from people we don't like and who don't like us, to buy oil from people who don't like us. We can't drill our way out of this addiction. We only have, if you took all of the oil from all of the territorial seas, from all of the protected areas in our country, it's less than 2% of proven global reserves. We use 25% of the oil. What we need to do is reduce our consumption and look for other alternatives which are out there.
Mike, that makes sense. Reduce our consumption, look for other alternatives.
It's what Barack Obama likes to do. He likes to say warm, fuzzy bromides, but he doesn't want to solve the problem. Robert mentions 2%. 2% would be huge in terms of our consumption needs, and the problem
But it's not enough.
Well, of course it's not enough, but it's never going to be enough until we open up the floodgates and look at that graphic that showed 67% of the American people favor offshore drilling. That graphic you showed where Senator Obama opposes nuclear, he opposes offshore drilling, but of course he wants to keep the federal gas tax. He doesn't want a solution. Frankly, I think he's stuck in this cycle.
All right, guys, good start. Hold on, Robert, just 1 second.
If we raise fuel economy standards by 1 mile per gallon, we generate twice the oil that's in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuges. That's what Obama is saying.
Okay, hold that thought for 1 second.
It's not warm and fuzzy, it's real.
We want to get back to the politics of all of this. Robert Kennedy Jr., Mike Gallagher.
Talking about all this and debating it with at a higher plane. Mike Gallagher on the right and Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
The plane goes like this.
Yeah, who has spent a career looking at things like this. Robert, is your greatest fear, personally, with all the research you've done with offshore drilling, just a spill, just an accident? Is there any problem with drilling offshore shore?
There's lots of problems. I mean, you know, to me, it's a states' rights issue. If Florida wants to do it, they should be able to do it. If California wants to do it, they can do it. But, you know, Californians don't want it because they went through this before. In 1969, they had an oil spill in Santa Barbara that basically shut down the economy, shut down all the beaches for almost a year in California. So, you know, to me, it's a states' rights issue. But the big issue is that we have alternatives, and that saying that, you know, we're going to somehow solve our oil addiction just by drilling oil off the shore.
So, but other than gas, what do you suggest?
Well, you know, there's all the renewables. There's geothermal. Look what happened. Just look what happened to nations that decarbonize their economy. Iceland in 1970 was the poorest country in Europe. It was 100% dependent on coal and oil. Right. Today, it's 100% energy independent. It gets 90% of its energy from geothermal. It's the fourth richest country in the world.
I'm sorry, I got to get in here.
Iceland, you know, if Brazil can do it,
we're not Iceland, Mr. Kennedy.
If Brazil can do it, if Iceland can do it, if Sweden can do it, if Costa Rica can do it, we're smarter. Well, we have initiative in this country. We have entrepreneurship. We have the energy.
Sure.
We can get off foreign oil.
And realistically, if we were smarter, we wouldn't be rejecting nuclear. We wouldn't be rejecting drilling in Anwar.
Okay, let me ask you about nuclear.
We wouldn't do that. I mean,
I'm all for nuclear if you can make it safe, and if you can make it economic. Right now,
has France.
What you're about to experience will blow your mind. Think for just a second about how many overnight packages are delivered every day all around the world. How many of those packages come to your door? Now, of those packages, how many contain cash? Get ready to fall in love with your delivery guy. In a few days, you can replace this with this. There's a reason this is called the overnight cash system. Find out for yourself.
Is this for real?
Absolutely. Real people from all over the world are tasting real success with the overnight cash system. It's a time-tested activity based on bringing out the best in all of us. People from all walks of life are living better lives than they ever dreamed possible using this system, and it's your turn now.
Can I do this?
Let's find out. Can you place an ad that's already written for you in a place that's already picked out? Once you've done that, can you answer the door? If you can do that, you can do this. Every part of the process is made plain and easy to follow, So your path to success has already been laid.
So what's next?
Truthfully, not much. Beyond this movie is all the information you'll need to get out of your dreams and into a new and exciting reality. You owe it to yourself and to your family to find out if this is everything I'm saying it is. So come on in. And by the way, could you get that for me?